el corazón partido, which is Chronicles of a Woman with a Broken Heart. So I'll share two very short pieces that are part of this, and then I'll call up the next person. All right. All right, so this is part 4 and part 5 of the collection. El frío de la mañanita entra por mi ventana. Ni siquiera tiene la decencia de tocar la puerta. Va y viene cuando quiere, sin importarle lo que pase. El frío de la mañanita es egoísta. Tiene que ser hombre. So that's one. And the second one is... And the second one, no sigas mintiendo. Ese amor del que hablas es miedo disfrazado de esperanza. Ese amor del que hablas está atrapado en tus palabras. Lo he escuchado, pero aún no lo he visto. Es como un cuento de hadas, un misterio exquisito. Pero no sigas mintiendo, papito, que ese amor del que hablas nunca será suficiente conmigo. Pues las palabras son vacías sin ser acompañadas con acciones. Las palabras vacías solo rompen corazones. Falsas ilusiones, pues mejor no digas nada. Con tus falsas intenciones, no sigas mintiendo. Ese amor del que hablas, pues mejor ni lo menciones. Thank you, guys. I'm going to bring up the next poet now. Excited to hear all the poetry tonight. And next up we have, is it Karima or Karima? How do you pronounce it? Karima. Okay, Karima, come up to the stage.
Okay, so I'm going to be reading a poem by Ruby Kaur. It's a very short poem. I like the way the stretch marks on my thighs look human, and that we're so soft yet rough and jungle wild than we need to be. I love that about us. How capable we are of feeling, how unafraid we are of breaking, and tend to our wounds with grace. Just being woman, calling myself a woman, makes me utterly whole and complete.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. We all felt that here, right? Thank you. Is that a personal piece? Okay.
It's from a book.
Oh, nice. What book is that?
I'm not sure.
Oh, it's okay. It's a wonderful piece.
It's Ruby Kaur.
Oh, I've heard of Ruby Kaur. Ruby Kaur is very, very popular. Love all of Ruby's writing. All right, so next up, we have Andrew. Andrew, come on.
Thank you all so much for sharing. It's really beautiful and powerful. And thanks for President McDonald for organizing this. I'm going to read a poem to my mom. And she wrote it in French, and then I'll do my best to do that. And then give it a go in English. Attends, ma petite fille, là, à cet instant blottie dans ton nid, ta boule de vie, ta mère te porte en attente. Miracle, oh miracle, puisse la vie te donner des millions de bribes de bonheur, de mes mains fragiles, je te porterai au plus haut des cieux de la mort. Mon enfant, viens mon enfant, je t'attends. Que ton cri soit l'écho de mon don d'amour. Waiting, a little girl here at this moment, nestled in the womb, bubble of life, your mother carries. Waiting, miracle, miracle, life gives in my hands. I'll hold you to the highest skies of love. My child, come, my child, I'm awaiting you. May your cry be the echoes of my tender love.
Thank you so much. That was very, very beautiful. And next up, we have Maria Rivera. Maria.
something personal, and I just wrote it. Pink will forever be my color. 29 I was when I found out. I did not know what I would do with my life. My mother consoling me that everything would be fine. Thinking of the worst and what will come to this. Appointments here and there, planning what would I do with myself. Surgery after surgery, a new and uncomfortable feeling. Chemotherapy and radiation, both good and bad. It killed me inside and out, hair falling like the fall trees in the autumn season. My veins mistreated from chemicals, my body's taking a toll. Some days were strong, other days I felt like glass. But I kept my head up high with positive vibes. After the years have passed, I see my life through new lens. 7 years of remission and still going strong. And that's why pink will forever be my color.
Well, thank you so much for that. You're a warrior. I can tell you that much. You're a great warrior. We're all very proud of you. Thank you for sharing. And next up, we have Rosemary. Rosemary? Yes, Rosemary. Come up onto the stage.
So, Gales Buffalo class got me back into writing poetry. This one I wrote is original by me. It's called Breathe. That lady blamed her for uncomfortable feelings and thoughts. That lady could not see her work for the work she has done for over a decade. That lady did not act, for her actions spoke for themselves. That lady felt numb to the touch, that still feeling of emptiness, because that lady just shook her head to say, yes, you will do, and yes, you will be. She returns to her doings, and that lady looked at her with a still face to say, do not speak a word of this to anyone. That lady was so enraged with the thought of how things should have gone, with those heavy doors pushing through daily, she grasped for air, telling herself to breathe. Count to five will work, and thinking about what lies ahead. That lady, that lady, that lady been through the worst, and this is only the beginning of what is about to happen next. So she does what she has to do for the sake of a higher power. That lady always hears from others, I am proud of you. As she looks in the reflection, and the reflection looks back and says, I am proud of you. That would take back her power. She must move forward. Maya Angelou said, I have learned that people will forget what you did, but people would never forget how you made them feel. That lady was sorry. She was so sorry. Her apologies through sentiments, through sentimental messages, through actions took effect. That lady was still feeling numb to the touch until the day of her departure. Breathe.
Thank you so much. That was very, very powerful piece. Thank you so much. Really felt that. Does anybody want to sign up? We still have a few slots here. Anybody want to sign up? Okay. All right, so next up, how about on Zoom? Does anyone want to sign up on Zoom? All right, you still have a little bit of time. So we have one more performer here. I have Francesca. Is it Francesca?
Yeah.
We have more than one. I'm sorry about that. Please forgive me. Francesca, come up to the stage.
So I'm gonna say this poem that I learned in 8th grade by Maya Angelou, Phenomenal Woman. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellows stand or fall on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's in the fire of my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing of my waist and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenal. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so hard, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breath, the grace of my style. I'm a woman. Phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it'll make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, and the palm of my hand. The need for my care, because I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that's me.
Thank you so much, Rosemary. That's actually one of my favorite pieces, and I'm sure a lot of you share that thought.
Francesca.
Oh, Francesca. Why did you say Rosemary?
I'm Rosemary. Rosemary.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I had the names mixed up with your names. I'm so sorry. But yes, it's actually one of my favorite pieces. Does anybody share that? Yeah, it actually it helps me build my confidence. You know, I always have to read that every once in a blue when I'm feeling a little bit down. All right, so we have one more poet tonight. She actually was one of the first people to sign up, and she has a few beautiful pieces to share with us today. So please welcome Shayna up to the stage.
All right, so I have two pieces to share. I suffer from anxiety, and then I can't talk, and then I just write. And these are honestly conversations with my husband. So the first one's called That Smile. That smile is like sunshine within these clouds of perpetual darkness that I hide behind in my mind. That smile is contagious. It always brightens up the day, makes any worry seem insignificant. Now imagine how much it hurt to see that smile on your face slowly fade as you gaze in my direction. You love me, but seeing that smile fade breaks me. And the second one is called apathy. Apathy, lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern. The sudden urge to not care and not want to do anything. Is it normal to feel apathetic? I don't feel sad. I don't feel happy. I just simply don't care. I know this feeling way too well. Why can't I shake it off? Why do I feel this way as you sit by my side? Why do I walk off and let you be alone? Why can't I sit and enjoy your company? Was she always right that I am incapable of being happy? I love you dearly, and me not being able to stop feeling the way I do is in no way a fault in your character, only my own.
Thank you so much for sharing. We actually have someone who just signed up. So thank you for signing up. And let's welcome Irina up to the stage.
Everyone. So I was going to the other day inspired me to took me back to one of my favorite poems. Um, it's um, of Native Americans blessing actually, and also I want to honor this women for fight for their rights, to their culture. So this blessing is called Kodan. Hold on to what's good, even if it's a handful of earth. Hold on to what you believe, even if it's a tree which stands by itself. Hold on to what you must do,
even if it's a long way from here. Hold on to life, even if it's even if it's easy letting go. Hold on to my hand, even when I have gone far away.
Oh,
Thank you for sharing, Irina. I do want to like open it up to anyone else. Would anyone else like to come up? And if you want to just, simply speak about just a woman who has inspired you, thank you, Irina, for sharing that because that is about someone who inspired you as well. Anyone else or on Zoom? All right, so actually, without further ado, I do want to share one last. Oh, there is someone on Zoom. Yes. Do we have a name? Oh, is it Professor Buffalo? Yes, Professor Buffalo. Do I have to unmute from
Yeah,
here?
can you
I can do
unmute
that.
on the
Yeah.
computer?
The computer or the Zoom?
The computer.
Oh,
On audio.
oh, so that's over here.
Oh, no, that.
Here?
Mhm.
Just unmute.
No,
On the side.
Okay.
Drag it.
Okay, you're unmuted now, Professor Buffalo.
Can I start?
Yeah.
Sound okay?
Can I just raise it up?
one second.
Okay, Professor, you can unmute yourself.
All right, Professor Aguasacco, you'll mute your computer too for a second. Does anybody want to hear a bedtime story? I'm nervous, actually. This is one of my favorite bedtime stories to read, to be honest. I kept her up a little late so we could be here. For those of you who don't know, we tried to get pregnant for almost 8 years, and we had applied for adoption 3 years ago and pretty much given up on the possibility. And then we got a call on November 2nd that Fiona had been born and her mom would like to meet us. And so she came home to live with us on November 10th. So it's been a whirlwind. And I just want to share this bedtime story that I read to her. And I'm actually going to try to share my screen if it will let me. And it is. This is just the simple, on the night you were born. On the night you were born, the moon smiled with such wonder that the stars peeked in to see you, and the night wind whispered, life will never be the same, because there had never been anyone like you ever in the world. So enchanted with you were the wind and the rain that they whispered the sound of your wonderful name. The sound of your name is a magical one. Let's say it out loud before we go on. Biana, y'all all say your names. Biana, say Biana, say your baby's name. Can I hear it? Say it. Okay, assume it's said. It sailed through the farmland, high on the breeze, over the ocean and through the trees, until everyone heard it and everyone knew of the one and only ever you. Not once had there been such eyes, such a nose, such silly, wiggly, wonderful toes. In fact, I think I'll count to 3 so you can wiggle your toes for me. Let's wiggle your toes. When the polar bears heard, they danced home. The moon stayed up until morning next day, and none of the ladybugs flew away. So whenever you doubt just how special you are, and you wonder who loves you, how much and how far, listen for geese honking high in the sky. They're singing a song to remember you by. Or notice the bears asleep at the zoo. It's because they've been dancing all night for you. Or drift off to sleep to the sound of the wind. Listen closely. It's whispering your name again If the moon stays up until morning one day, or a ladybug lands and decides to stay, or a little bird sits at your window a while, it's because they're all hoping to see you smile. For never before in the story or rhyme, not even once upon a time, has the world ever known as you, my friend, and it never will, not ever again.
Thank you so much. Oh, I have a motion. Can you hear me now? Thank you, Professor Buffalo. That's beautiful. She must be so happy listening to the story every night. I love it. Can everybody hear on Zoom or no? Am I on mute? Okay. I think
No.
Am I on mute?
No, you have to turn the mic back down.
Okay. So do I need to do anything on my end or no?
If you mute the computer volume.
Yes, I see. This one, right?
Yeah.
All right, now? All right. Thank you, Professor Buffalo. So happy to see you and the beautiful baby. Congratulations again. Wow, she's adorable. All right, guys. So we don't have anyone else who signed up, but I do want, I want you all to be proud of yourselves. Whether you came and shared your own piece or you shared a piece that inspired you, it takes a lot of courage to actually get up on a stage and perform in front of people that you may have encountered, but some who you have never seen in your life. It takes a lot of courage. So you should be proud of yourself. And if you like to write, please take this as an opportunity to continue to write. And all of you, right? All of you here are amazing, wonderful women. And you are all inspiring somebody each and every day. So, give it up for yourselves, congratulate yourselves. Like every day that goes by, make sure that that you take that time to love yourself too, because I know this is not an easy world to live in, right? There are many things that happen in our lives that make us lose hope. But always take that time to remember all of the women that inspired you, right? And also that you're inspiring somebody else and somebody else is watching you. Even if you don't think so, trust me, somebody else is watching you and listening to you. And just to close this out, I do want to share, when I heard about this event, which is about 3 days ago, I was really happy because I was in Professor Buffalo's class maybe like a year and a half ago, and I had the opportunity to come to the first event. And I love poetry because I've been writing since I was like 5 years old. I just love to write. I like to write pieces that rhyme. And then just recently I started to try to break out of that and try to just write poetry. But I naturally rhyme sometimes. And so when I heard about the event, there's a woman that I thought of that has really inspired me. And I just wanted to share a little bit about her. So I do a lot of volunteer work, and there's an organization, it's called the We Love Youth Foundation. And the We Love Youth Foundation was founded in 2001 in South Korea by a woman named Zangi Ja. And this organization is actually worldwide now. And the organization seeks to change the world through the love of a mother, because it is mother's love that covers all faults, and mother's love that brings hope to mankind. So the organization has partnered up with the United Nations in order to fulfill the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and to bring world peace. And they take a lot of initiatives in order to change the world. And this is number of volunteer work, environmentally friendly events, all types of events, supporting education, supporting schools, supporting countries that that don't have water by donating water pumps. But it's just like all sorts of volunteer events. But even the chairwoman goes out and volunteers. So she's not just someone who founded an organization, but she's someone who's every day walking in the shoes of of everyone else who's part of the organization. She's why I just wanted to mention her. And one last piece. This piece it's a spiritual piece, because when I think of spirituality, like my whole life, I was always growing up, like my parents were religious. My dad was Catholic, my mom's family was Pentecostal, but I never took on one side or the other. But whenever I thought about spirituality, I always thought of a mother. And so I wrote this piece thinking about like spirituality and about a higher power being a female. Right, so a sip of her water, a refreshing drink of freedom, sin redeemer, He who denies his life's giver. The free woman that could, the free woman I said, but we indulge in arrogance and blind ourselves instead, and let our sinful natures get us way over our heads, looking for a way up, for a way out, in every wrong direction. For if we'd really look up and have truthful intention, we see doors open before us from the east to every side. We feel happiness at sunrise. We smile with our eyes instead of cry. See, people think heaven is when you die. What if in actuality it's where you begin? What if we're walking dead and heaven is where life is? What if the answer to all you ever had to ask about this world is priceless? Indeed, what if to us mortals the water of life is free, and every breath we ever breathed on this earth was make-believe? What if what we think life is has only been a crisis? Never made any sense anyway, did it? No guarantee of another day or your existence in it. I know my flesh belongs to the dirt, but what happens to my spirit? It's the only thing that sets us apart. Can't you feel it? It doesn't have a heartbeat, but even that stops, and this body, it can perish in a minute. They tell us that we're sinners, but how can we be forgiven? And where do we commit this grateful sin that we have to pay with death? They say we're all born with it. They say the snake tempted Eve and she tempted Adam and we were expelled from Eden. What if you awake tomorrow and everything you knew was just a dream and pain receded? If you were offered eternal life, would you accept it and receive it? And if all along this were the matrix, would you wake up and believe it? Thank you guys. And thank each and every one of you who came up again. Please do not stop writing, and let's continue to celebrate women each and every day, right? Each and every day, even when it's hard to get up in the morning. Remember, you have to celebrate women, right? You have to get up because you're that example, right? And you are the future of women's history. So with no further ado, I know we're concluding the event. Professor McDonald, would you like to say any last remarks?
The same remarks that you told me
And
because
thank
the
you,
microphone
everybody.
wasn't
So
working.
wonderful to meet every one of you. I look forward to seeing you guys.
You have all said it all. Thank you so much for sharing tonight. I know how hard it can be to come up and stand in front of your classmates and people you don't know and share whether it's a poem that somebody else wrote or a poem that you wrote, which could be so personal and maybe something you haven't shared with that many people. So I know how brave you have to be to stand up here and do that. So thank you all for coming out tonight, and thank you to Karen for leading us, and